Hi, this is Jeffrey, and we are inside of Market Recon, and now we're actually ready to go inside of SEMRush and conduct some drills. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to determine where your keyword fits in the conversation. Second thing we're going to do is look for modifiers to qualify those modifiers to determine if there's actually enough search volume to even warrant your time and actually optimize those phrases. And the third thing I'm going to show you is once you've found other parts of the conversation, we're just going to use a simple tactic that we're going to go in and explore those different keywords so that when it's time to break them out in a hierarchy, it's not really a problem. And lastly, we're also going to show you how to take a look at your competition and then extract the most phrases and apply some filters inside of Excel. Now, behind every keyword is a story, is a possible business, or there are people looking for information on that topic. In this case, it's going to look for a phrase that most of us enjoy, which is chicken wings, so chicken wing recipes. So let's go ahead and start there, because once you sort of know where your keyword fits in the conversation, you can spread out from there. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, first thing, type in the keyword in SEMRush. And at this point, what we're trying to determine is there any substantial volume for this keyword? And right off the bat, we see that, this is a very healthy keyword. There's 18,000 people a month that are searching for this. So the first thing I would do is I would just view the phrase match report. And one of the first things that I really wanted to determine is, that on our chart, we had looked at the competitive keyword thresholds. You can see that this is a rather competitive keyword, and that's actually determined by the results over here. So this is just showing you how many actual websites are competing for this phrase in the index. And we can see that there's 9.7 million competing pages. So that's a really healthy topic. It's not something that you're just going to write a blog post for and get ranked. So you've got to work for it. So to do that, you also want to see all the various types of modifiers. And you can see here, chicken wing recipes is the root phrase. But you also see things that are like baked chicken, chicken wing sauce recipes, fried chicken wings recipe. This is really just showing you right here. This is amazing because it's telling you right here in rank order that this is the conversation that's happening online. And so the first thing we do is I just go ahead and export this data. I'm just going to export all. Now once we open this up, we can actually massage some of the data. So the first thing we're doing right now is we're just looking for other tangential phrases. One of the things I'd like to do is go to the data tab, click filter. I'm also going to select the top row, go over to view. I'm going to freeze the top pane so that I can scroll without having to figure out what row that is. I'm also going to give this a color at the top. And now the idea is, we had talked before about the competitive keyword thresholds. Well, this is where you could literally find the things that have the least amount of competing pages. So if you use this number filter and if you sort from smallest to largest, right here, you're really looking for things that are under 50,000 competing pages, and this would be your blog post ideas. Now, this process of inspecting keywords and using this type of number filter at this point, you can actually just use this simple tactic of going in, looking at the number of results, looking at things that are basically under 50,000 competing pages. Now, if you see a lot of branded terms, then that's okay, but I can set my filters here, so I can use number filters and show anything that is less than or equal to 300,000 competing pages. So you can just set them right off the bat and eliminate all the noise. So technically, if I were looking for things that had less than 300,000 competing pages, right here I can determine that these are all the things that would be considered categorical within the main phrase that we're looking at, which is chicken wing recipes. And then I could also sort from largest to smallest and see which phrases actually had the most search volume. So you can see that Hennessy chicken wings recipe looks pretty good. It only has 66,000 competing pages, which is really great. So the objective here is to look for things that have high search volume, low competing pages, and this one classifies as that. So I would look at a keyword like that. Now, say that I wanted to rank for this. One of the things I would do is I would go back at this point and then drill into that phrase to see if there's any other siblings that we could find. So this is really the only phrase related to that works. Another thing we could do is this is a great time to also start testing different modifiers. So I could type in best chicken wing recipes or delicious chicken wing recipes, etc. You can see right here that this is another one of those phrases. By using modifiers, this is a great tactic. You can also see in the number of results, best fried chicken wing recipe, 396,000 competing pages. This would be a really good category underneath your chicken wings silo. So that's the objective here. This drill is just designed to show you this is how you might find candidates Same thing, you would simply export. Let's save our changes. And all I did was I looked at the first thing, actually sifted and sorted by looking at everything under 300,000 competing pages, because if I'm just getting started in a niche, there's really no reason to target something that's too competitive. So this allows you to look for things that are part of the conversation. And then from here, you can actually use these phrases in other research tools, like Answer the Public to get keyword ideas. You could use the Power Suggest Pro to find other types of modifiers of things that people are typing in. So that's how you would craft your blog posts. You would also then go to something like BuzzSumo to find proven headlines for things of this nature. So the objective is, if you're going to start off with the keyword chicken wings at the very top of the silo, you could have these as categories. So this might be your Hennessy chicken wing recipe. You might want to have your baked chicken wing recipe, your fried chicken wing recipe as categories. And then under that, you would find all the different siblings. And then by using modifiers like the word best or delicious or other things that are related to your market, you can determine if there's any actual search volume there. So let's go back. We found that best chicken wings actually had some search volume, or best chicken wing recipes rather. And so I do the same thing. In this instance, I would simply delete the trends, go over here, click the data tab, go to my first row, give it a little color, go to view, freeze the top pane. Now, number of results from smallest to largest. And you can see that right off the bat that these things like the best baked crispy chicken wing recipe only has 10 searches a month, but yet it has 213,000 competing pages. So even though that's something that you would put in your conversation, it doesn't mean that you're trying to rank for it. The other thing you could look at is, once again, the ones with the highest search volume. They're also going to be the ones that have the most competitive thresholds, but the objective is you can actually set filters to say that you want to find things that are less than 1 million pages, less than or equal to, let's just say 1 million. And right there, you're going to eliminate a lot of noise. So right off the bat, so best fried chicken wing recipe, 90 searches a month, 14 cents a click, 396,000 competing pages. That should be part of your conversation. So you can use this to continue to drill in to find different modifiers. Okay. Now what you can do is take it a step further. If you wanted to find out who's actually ranking for this keyword, or let's go back to find the person that's ranking for the keyword chicken wing recipes. Just go ahead and roll back a couple. Literally going down, touching the keyword, and then you get to look at the competitors. And this is where you can actually scrape their data. Now, if you scroll down, you see the very first result here, which is delish.com. And we're going to go ahead and click their result. Since it is an actual URL, it's going to show you all the stemmed variations that they rank for. If you wanted to look at that, you could see there's 19 links to the page, and they're getting traffic for all of these keyword variations. So not a lot of backlinks, but this is a tremendous authority site. We can determine that. But you can see all the different modifiers that they're ranking for right here by looking at this. Or we can actually go in and look at this site by simply removing the URL up here by just going to their domain.com. And I just wanted to show you, this is a way that you can look for various modifiers that are related to the subject. So they rank number 1 for best chicken wing recipes, for easy. So this is where you would find opportunities that you may have missed. Now, even though you didn't think about typing in easy chicken wing recipes, that's 1,300 searches a month. That's a missed opportunity. And if you own the conversation, if you've done a great job on building enough topical depth and breadth, then it's really not going to be that big of a deal if you have enough authority within your site where you're going to actually craft that. So this is just one other way that you can use keyword research to look for all the different tangential phrases that are essentially part of that conversation. Right? Now, let's take one step further. We can actually, export this data and sift and sort by looking at filters. So let's go ahead and do that. This is really just referring to that one URL, so it's not the same. So this is more of a keyword discovery process or tactic. But if I were to go here and remove the URL, or excuse me, all the other portions of the URL after the domain and click return, and now I can see all their organic search positions. So this is what I'd like to export. And then I'll show you a couple tricks that you can use for filtering inside of Excel. Repeat our simple process. Which is, once again, I'm going to go give it a color, bold, freeze the top row under View. Click the top left and hit the Data tab real quick so we can filter. And over here, I just like to look at certain things like, traffic percentage, largest to smallest. What keywords are driving the most traffic to their site? So you can look at that. You could look at the things that have the highest cost per click. So I could sort from largest to smallest to see which phrases are actually commercially viable by seeing things that they rank for that people are willing to pay for. So they rank number 4 for food recipe sites, for example, $4.87 a click. You can also find other keyword ideas by looking at pay-per-click value. Search volume, very important. I want to see of all the phrases in their site, which ones drive the most traffic. And here's the cool thing I want to show you as well. Now that we have the keyword tab, we also have the ability to simply use the text filter, and I could simply type in the word chicken. And after that, I'm going to remove anything that does not include that phrase, and very quickly I can see where there's opportunity right here to actually just pick off some of these phrases that they're ranking for. So this is just another way you can use a filter. And then the last thing you can do is you want to actually find out in the entire conversation. If I were to just look at the word recipes and actually go broader and go for the more silo-based phrase, the actual main phrase in the conversation, we could very quickly find out where that keyword for chicken wing recipes fits in the entire conversation. So you can see right here there's 761,000. And you can see that chicken recipes, no puns intended, but it's actually a lot juicier than the chicken wing recipes phrase. And if we did that, if we click View All Report, or View Full Report rather, and exported that data, that's where you could really find some interesting metrics. Because technically, everything under the word recipes is a silo. And this is really what it's all about. It's showing you in rank order for this phrase online that chicken recipes is the second most trafficked phrase, banana bread, chili, pancakes, meatloaf, crock pot, etc. So this will actually allow you to find other areas or other markets within this overall category, or silo term, if you will, the main phrase itself. Every one of these has its own ranking thresholds, but within them as well, you're going to find things that have 50,000 competing pages or less. You're going to be able to find things that have 300,000 to 1 million competing pages that you can craft categories around, and then work your way up to actually start conquering or chipping away at that main phrase. And so this is really how keyword research is done. If you want to take it a step further, you go in, you find the top competitor, you export their data, sift and sort by using filters to find other keyword ideas that you may or may not have thought about. All right, so let's keep moving.